up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight?
Not too bad. I'm awesome.
Good. That's the second episode in a row you've whipped your glasses off.
Dramatic effect, Robbie.
Yeah.
Dramatic effect. That's how we do it.
That's just how you roll.
Yeah.
That's just how you
That's how I
roll. Plus, for the record, it is super hot out right now. It is it's like almost 90 degrees.
Yeah, somewhere in the 80s, 90s.
In May, and I just, I was telling Kyle, I just want to dump a bucket of Gatorade over myself. I don't even, I'm just it's that hot and humid outside.
You can be Bill Belichick, I'll be Tom Brady, I'll just dump the Gatorade.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly, yeah. That's what you gotta do. But anyway, before we get too far off track, for tonight's episode, we've sort of covered in past episodes more of the pleasant aspects of sports and our sports life. Now we're going to kind of cover the painful aspects of our sports.
We're going to bring on the pain. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. So we're going to discuss some of our more painful moments in sports, moments where we've actually, taken one for the team, so to speak, or really put our bodies on the line
Pretty much.
in order to make the most out of our sports experience. Although, I don't know some of these moments are really making the most out of the worst out of our sports experience. But
and this is also going to count not just for us in the playing field, but also in the audience as well.
Right,
So.
Exactly. Yeah, and I know you have one in particular that is always kind of funny to relive.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. But anyway, let's get right into it, as we always do. Jump right into things. I'll go first, just because I can. But for mine, there are three specific instances that I want to share with. Even though I'm only thinking of two at the moment, I'm sure this one will come back to me. But anyway, the first one is when I was in Little League. Oh, I remember it now. The first one was when I was in Little League. I was playing in a game, and basically, to make a long story short, I got hit in the back by a pitch twice in the same game. Not just once. Once was painful enough, but I got hit twice in the back. So you can only imagine it was not the most pleasant experience. I mean, the umpire even came down after the second one, came down to first base and shook my hand and told me how brave I was for staying in the game after being hit twice. It was that wild. So yeah, I don't even remember how painful it was, but I just remember the feeling of being really? This is the second time that this has happened. What is happening to my life right now?
That's crazy.
And then the other one, the second one I want to bring up is kind of around the same time period. I was, and these are, by the way, all three of these are baseball related, but naturally with me. But I was fielding. Oh wait, I actually thought of a fourth one, which is also baseball related, which I'll get into. So I was fielding ground balls. I was 10, 11 years old, and I was fielding some ground balls at a local field in Wellesley, and one ball took a bad hop and hit me right square in the lip, in the upper lip, and it was again not that pleasant. I was bleeding a little bit, so I went. I was pretty brave about it, I must say. I went to the water bubbler and kind of rinsed off my lip and then went back to fielding ground balls. So I took it like a champ, so to speak.
Dusted it off and boom,
dirt off my shoulders,
That's pretty good.
But, alright, so then the last two have both happened within the last couple of years. The first one that I actually just thought of was I was coaching a Little League baseball clinic. This was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I was pitching batting practice, and one of the kids who was middle school age hit a line drive that caught me right at the top of the nose, right, basically in between where my eyebrows are. That's about where the ball hit, on my nose, and it was pretty net. Luckily, the good news was it was one of those soft safety balls, so it wasn't a real baseball, which would, if it had been a real baseball, it could have been a lot worse.
Might have had to been a trip to the hospital.
Yeah, no, seriously, but it did leave a mark. I basically had the imprint of a baseball on my nose And then it was a little bit bleeding a little bit. But I put some ice on it and sort of took care of it. But still, for like the next few days, I had like an imprint of a ball on my nose, which was not the most pleasant sight. But still, you make the most of it. Stuff happens.
It's okay. Just say it was a tattoo. No one will.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have been worse. But anyway, and so for the last one, this happened actually just this past spring, or like last spring, like spring of 2015. I was playing home run derby using real baseballs with some friends of mine, and not Kyle, because we all know Kyle wouldn't win a home run derby. It's okay, buddy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Scary thing is he knows it's true. But anyway, so one of my friends that I was with hit a line drive. I was pitching, and one of my friends hit a line drive and hit me square in the kneecap.
Ow!
I mean, it was, and so I fell to the ground, like I was in some pain, and I got up and I walked it off for the time being, and I actually finished the home run derby and went home and iced it down, and then I had work later that afternoon, and literally by the time I got to the end of my work day, I could barely walk. It was that bad. I was basically limping around. I don't know how I got back to my car, back into my house for that matter. I basically, as I was telling Kyle earlier, I basically spent the rest of the night in my bed with my foot up with ice pack on it. It was that bad. I just could not get out of bed. It was that painful. But the good news is the next day was fine. The next day was much better, but it was it was just that was probably one of my most painful sports-related experiences that I've had.
Yeah.
Probably one of my more painful experiences, period. Just
baseball in the knee is not fun. That's wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not pleasant.
Don't ever let that happen to you.
No. But anyway, yes, that's the extent of my painful history. Luckily, I've been lucky. I haven't gotten that many major injuries from playing sports. I just think it's funny that all of them have come in baseball.
Yeah.
So it really shows a lot of my life that all of the baseball related injuries.
Even after he played football, this guy played for football for 2 years and he hadn't gotten one injury, and all those baseball injuries. It's
yeah, considering the fact that I never actually hit anybody.
It's okay now.
Or tried not to hit anybody at least. But anyway, yeah. So let me throw it over to my partner in crime here, Kyle. Give you some of his more painful memories when it comes to sports. So take it away, Kyle.
Well, all right. So, I think the first story I had. This is just a really quick one. I remember I was playing baseball in the backyard with my cousin, and yeah, similar thing happened. So I kind of know how that feels. Not to the extent of what happened to you, but I had he was throwing. He was a good pitcher. Now my cousin was a really good baseball player, great pitcher, and. I was.
By the way, I have to point out, just really quick, don't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry.
I have to point out, we are watching Little League Baseball as we discuss this episode. I think it's just kind of funny that we're talking mostly about baseball right now. We actually have a baseball game on in the background here.
We'll probably end up switching to the Red Sox eventually too. So we'll just
so baseball, all baseball all the time. That's what it is.
But anyway, on the game stuff.
But anyway, now that I've interrupted you, go ahead, continue.
So my cousin and I were playing baseball in the backyard, and he was a great pitcher, and. There was one pitch where he threw, it was very low, and I didn't catch it in time, and it just literally hit my knee, and oh my god. It was he threw fast, even for a kid his age at the time, I think he was around 11. He had some really good pitches, and that was...
that just sounds painful listening to it.
I mean, it wasn't as crazy as what happened to you, but it definitely stung for a little while. So.
I can imagine. I can imagine that would sting.
Yeah, that was not fun. The other story was in football. So this is interesting. I was actually out one time. This was, I think, my sophomore year of football. I was out for 2 weeks straight because I was, I think I was doing one of the exercises, like the up downs or something like that. And the way I did the up downs was I kind of hit my knee on the ground several times, And it got to the point where my knee started feeling very sore. It was my left knee. And it felt very sore. So I literally had to stay out for 2 weeks. And that was interesting.
Was that sophomore year?
Yes.
Because I remember, the only reason I remember that is I remember going to the game against Brookline that year and seeing you like carrying around the water bottles and stuff like that.
Yep, I was the water boy, so that's usually what happens when when players get injured. Usually they do other stuff to help out the team. So, yep, I was on water duty, so that was interesting. And yeah, I figured out it was actually because I had some extra cartilage growing in my leg, so yeah, I had to have an operation. That's following summer, so that was fun. That was a good 2 weeks of sitting around and watching TV for...
Well, I guess it could be worse.
Yeah, it was still pretty painful. I'm not the biggest TV watcher, so yeah, I just kind of was like... It's just painful when you sit there for 2 straight weeks and you can't even move. You can't even get up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was painful.
I'm sure.
But so that's what happened. So yeah, it's pretty much all set and done here.
That's good.
And the last story I had in mind, unless I think of some other ones along the way, but this is the only one I can think of for now. Was I went to now. This was an event that Robbie was there personally. He saw the event happen. We were at a hockey game one year, and I think I might have even mentioned it a little bit last episode.
Yeah, we mentioned it last. We did mention it last episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who watched episode 77, I think it was. This incident is mentioned.
Yeah. So going into a little more detail, what happened was Robbie and I went to one of I believe it was a Babson hockey game.
Yeah.
We were on the sidelines. Sideline, is that the right term in hockey?
Yeah, we were along the glass. We were, we were standing along the glass.
Yep, right along the glass area, and we were pretty much there for all 3 periods. And the 3rd period, I remember, got really intense. The teams were butting heads. They were literally throwing each other to the... oh my god, I felt like I was watching freaking Transformers, Michael Bay's Transformers. They were just throwing each other left and right. Back and forth, explosions going on everywhere. And it got so heated to the point where the puck went flying. There were so many instances where the puck was flying and like practically hit the ceiling. One of the moments, it ricocheted. It flew so high, it ricocheted along the pipes and literally just kind of skimmed my head. So what happened was, I felt it skim my head, like barely. It was just literally like a tap.
Can I jump in for a quick second,
yes.
just to provide a little bit of, not clarification, but a little bit of commentary?
Okay.
So where we were standing, folks, you have to understand, there was a pole, basically the size, from like the floor to the ceiling of this room. There was a giant pole that was right behind us. So what happened was, the puck came over the glass, ricocheted off the pole, and basically Kyle's head was like right in front of the pole. So basically, like Kyle said, skimmed off the pole and then went right off the back of his head as well.
So it was the weirdest part about that was it felt like someone just tapped my head or like just skimmed my or just brushed my head
like a glance, like a glancing blow or something like that.
It didn't even hurt, to be honest. It was the weirdest thing. So. I remember I went to get some snack, and I noticed like my hair was starting to feel kind of wet. I thought there was like a dripping pipe over me, so I put my hand on my head, and then I take a look, and it's not water, it's blood. I literally have I'm standing there with a bloody hand looking at it. I'm like, oh.
That's not good. Yeah. I looked over at you and I was like in shock. Like I just saw you holding your hand like there's blood on it. Like, holy crap! Like,
yeah, that was kind of scary because it didn't hurt. I didn't really feel any pain. It just it was just out of the blue. My hair just felt wet, and there was blood on my hand. So I had to kind of be escorted by two of the cops that were there into the back just to kind of. Yeah, they had to kind of patch my head up a little bit and went to the hospital. It wasn't anything serious. It was just kind of kind of a
Now,
cut.
did you have to get? I forget. Did you have to get stitches for that, or?
No stitches. It wasn't actually that serious. They just gave me they just kind of cleaned it up, and I think they gave me a little Band-Aid patch on the head, and that was about it. It wasn't anything major.
No, that was not fun to watch because, I mean, you think you're standing along the glass, you're going to be safe, but just one of those freak things where you're.
Yeah, right.
It's lucky it wasn't worse. I mean, lucky.
Whew.
It's lucky you didn't get a concussion or anything like that. So luckily it was kind of the best case scenario, so to speak.
That's true. You're right, because when you I can't even imagine how hard it must feel like when you're without a helmet and a puck just flies and hits your head.
Yeah.
And oof, that's like.
Or any ball for that matter.
Yeah, you're right. Especially like a puck or a base. Yeah, puck and a baseball. I feel like would be two of the most painful experiences. So, we both experienced those. So
yeah, definitely did.
That's about it on my end. So
cool. All right. So, now that we've opened our souls to you and basically, told us about our more painful sports experiences, we want to hear from you, the audience. What are some painful sports experiences you've had? Feel free to share a comment on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. As always, we're all ears. We're here to help. We really are.
Yep, and it can be anything from when you were in the game or
in
a
the
competition
stands,
or just in the audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no story is off limits. Don't worry, we will not judge you.
No. After all the stuff we've been through, then it's a judge-free zone. Trust me.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So now we're gonna move on to the end portion of our episode, our good old monologues. I'm gonna let Kyle kind of go first, or while I try to think if there's anything I really want to talk about this week. Kyle, you got anything for us?
Oh man, I actually didn't even prepare really this portion of it.
That's about all you need to do right there.
Yeah.
I hate to say, folks, but the well's kind of running dry for me as well. So unfortunately, we'll try and do better. I know we've been getting kind of sloppy with the monologues lately, but we'll try and be more prepared for next episode.
It's kind of a quiet. It's kind of quiet in the sports world. I feel like right now. I mean, the Red Sox are doing pretty good.
The Red Sox are doing very well. 4 wins in a row. They're losing tonight so far, but hopefully they can come back. So that's going to wrap up another thrilling edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. I feel like it was kind of a therapeutic episode, talking through some of our more painful memories. But hey, you know what? We're an open book here at On a Couch Talking Sports. We don't hide from anything,
even pain.
Exactly. All right, so that's going to do it for this edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. Again, thank you as always for watching. He's Kyle. I'm Robbie. Signing off. We'll see you next time.